If you've ever opened a spreadsheet and seen something like this is usually where confidence drops. Not because the formula is impossible, but because someone else wrote it. It might have worked perfectly for them, but now it's part of your job and you're expected to trust it. Most people aren't trying to build complex Excel formulas. They're just trying to understand what's already there. In most workplaces, spreadsheets don't start from scratch. They're copied, shared, updated, and passed around. One person adds a column, another person tweaks a formula. Someone else adds notes or assumptions. Over time, the spreadsheet still works, but the logic behind it becomes harder to follow. You're not looking at a single calculation anymore. You're looking at decisions that were made months or years ago, and no one wrote those decisions down. So instead of guessing, I paste the formula into ChatGPT and ask it to explain what's happening. Not to change it, not to fix it, just to explain it in plain English. ChatGPT starts by looking at the ranges the formula uses. First it checks the values in one column, then it checks another column. What matters here is that Excel compares the rows side by side, so each row is only counted when both conditions are true. In plain English, it's counting how many rows meet both rules at the same time. Now I'm not staring at symbols anymore, I'm looking at logic. Once you see the logic laid out like that, the formula stops feeling random. You're no longer guessing what Excel is doing, you know which values it's checking. And you know the rule that decides whether a row is included or ignored. That changes how you work with a spreadsheet. Instead of avoiding the formula, you can question it. Does this threshold still make sense? Are these the right conditions? Is this counting what we actually care about? Those are judgment calls, and now you're in a position to make them. Even once you understand how a formula works, there's still something ChatGPT doesn't see. It doesn't know why this spreadsheet exists in the first place. It doesn't know who this report is written for, or what decisions are meant to come from it. This document is already adding meaning. It's telling you what stands out, what's unusual, and what might need attention. Those priorities don't live inside a formula. They live in context, in conversations, expectations, and timing. ChatGPT can explain the logic perfectly, but it doesn't know which outcomes matter most this week. That judgment still belongs to you. And that's not a limitation. That's the point. In real work, you're never just in one tool. You're moving between spreadsheets, documents, and conversations. Excel gives you the numbers. It tells you what happened. But on its own, it doesn't always tell you why. ChatGPT helps bridge that gap. It turns symbols into logic, and logic into something you can reason about. But meaning still comes from context, from knowing who the work is for, and what decisions it's meant to support. When you use these tools together, you stop guessing, you stop avoiding the spreadsheet, and you start working with it confidently. That's what using AI at work should feel like. Supportive, clear, and still human-led. This is the part of AI that often gets missed. It's not about shortcuts, and it's not about replacing how people work. It's about removing unnecessary friction. So you spend less time decoding spreadsheets and more time thinking about what the numbers actually mean. Used properly, AI becomes a support tool, one that helps you understand before you decide. That's the approach this channel is built around. Practical ways to use AI alongside everyday work tools. If you use Microsoft Office at work and you're curious how ChatGPT can actually fit into everyday tasks, I've put together a practical guide that shows how it works in practice. You can find the link in the description below.